We are talking boxing. We've spoken about Usyk, Fury. We've spoken, or we will speak further about Catterall against Taylor. But before we do that, various questions were being asked about Callum Smith after his unsuccessful attempt to topple the mighty Artur Beterbiev more recently. It was quite a fight. It was a tough night at the office, suffice to say, for Callum Smith. And Beterbiev came out on top. Now all the talk is Beterbiev, of course, against Dimitri Bivol. But not much has been heard of from the Smith camp since that defeat until now. Just before we came on air, I got in touch with Callum Smith because he's got decisions to make, and he knows they are tough decisions. Number one, is he going to fight again? Is it time up, or is he going to fight again? And if so, who's he going to take on next in the ring? So Callum Smith said yes to having a chat with me this morning, and I said, OK, post Beterbiev, what's been your thinking?
Obviously, it's not nice to lose. It takes time to come to terms with it, and I need to just assess what goals I've still want to achieve in the sport. I've achieved a lot. I've been a world champion, and deep down, I believe I'm good enough to become a two-division world champion, so I'll probably find it hard to walk away having not achieved that. But at the minute, obviously, the belt are tied up with Beterbiev and Bivol, so I'll have to wait and see what happens between them and see whether the chance to become the world champion is realistic, or, as I say, the belts are going to be tied up for a long time. So, again, I'm not too sure. I'm obviously resting after the fight, and then I'm trying to see the way the division pans out. But no, I believe I'm good enough to become a two-division world champion, and no, I like to think I can achieve that before I'm done.
So from that, Callum, I deduce that you're still going to stick at it.
Yeah, like I said, if the right opportunities come, and no, I believe I can become a two-division world champion, then I'll definitely say go for it. But no, at the minute, I think they're going to fight each other in the summer, and they'll see who the man in the division is, and then we'll have to see what happens after that. But yeah, I say I'm still goal-driven. I'm still driven by becoming a world champion, and I don't think I can walk away without achieving that.
Was there anything else you could have done on the night against Beterbiev? He seems to be a different level, this fella.
Yeah, I think there always is. I think obviously you always just look at your own performance, and your own performance can always be a little bit better, but that's just sport at the highest level. You've got to bring your best on the night, and no, I didn't that night, and another better man won on the night. One, I've got no excuses, but like I say, you can always look, even when you win, you look at takes back and the things you could have done different. So I'll always feel I could have been better, but no, I've got no arguments on the night. He turns up, he delivers. I think he's supposed to be fighting Bivol next, and I think he beats Bivol. I don't rate Bivol. I think he's a great fighter. He's got a lot of skills, and he's hard to beat, but I just think stylistically, I don't think he's strong enough or a big enough puncher to keep Beterbiev off for the full 12, and I think Beterbiev probably wins it. But it's a great fight from a boxing fan or from a neutral. It's a great fight, and I'm glad what's happening.
Callum, finally, I mean, you're a very close-knit family. I know Paul quite well, and of course Liam's there as well. The decision whether or not to carry on, I suppose they'll be heavily involved in the consultation of it, or will they? Yeah,
definitely. We are a close-knit family, and we're quite lucky that the four of us all do the same profession, so we can all kind of understand the sport and know what we're going through and stuff. So yeah, they'll have a big impact on whatever the future holds, and like I say, I see them most days. Any boxing-related decision, I always run by them first. So yeah, they'll have a big part to play in it. But like I say, time will tell over the next couple of months or so what the future holds.
So that was Callum Smith. Simon, he's talking about the next couple of months or so. Yeah. I think he's made his decision. I think he still feels there's unfinished business as far as he's concerned.
Well, I think he said that. I mean, they're a great family, all of them. Paul had great chances against Arthur Abraham, which I think he
won that fight, especially the first fight, yeah.
Liam's gone and done the things he's done. Stephen has also achieved things. So they're a great boxing family. The interesting dynamic is I actually think, and so does Spencer, that when Beterbiev fights Bivol, someone comes away with the unification, belts get scattered. Then you might find yourself in a situation where Boatsi fights Yard, and the winner of that fights Callum Smith for a world title. So that may well be Callum Smith's direction of travel. All of a sudden, you've got this situation where this great fight happens between Bivol and Beterbiev. Out comes a winner. One of the belts gets stripped away. You've got a vacant belt. Then you've got Boatsy fighting Yard. Then you've got an all-British world title fight, and I think that's a phenomenal outcome. And that may be where Callum goes, and that gives him the opportunity to be the two-weight world champion that he wants to be.
And that sounds like exactly what he's waiting for. You know, he's waiting for that undisputed fight, and we'll see what happens with those titles. But yeah, that seems to be the roadmap. I think that's the obvious one.
Yeah, and it's not just as if he's brave. He's talking like he's a brave guy. Of course, he wouldn't shirk a challenge. He's got a heck of a lot of ability.
He's a great fighter. Great fighter.
Yeah.
Callum.
He said he lost out. Beterbiev won on the night. Sure, was there more than he did that he could have done? Yes, there was. Looking back in it,
look, he's 31 years of age. You know, he's had a phenomenal career.
Spence,
but
what more could Callum have done? I mean, Beterbiev.
You know, no.
What more could he have done?
He couldn't have done anything. You're just talking about levels, Simon. Yeah. I think that when you look at Beterbiev, I think they were looking at the fight that Beterbiev had with Anthony Yard. But all that does is shows you how well Anthony Yard actually done. Yes, Beterbiev, you know, he showed that he's got that adaptability, adjusted, you know, defensively and whatnot. He's not just a wrecking machine. He's actually defensively very good as well.
But the power shocked Callum, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, the power is just, he's a monster.
Do you think the Smiths as a family, for what they've given us, have been somewhat underappreciated? They're an incredible boxing family.
You won't get another family like that.
No.
You know, like four guys who have achieved so much in the sport, and they're all, you know, they're all great adverts for boxing as well. You know, if you look at the guys, and you know, they're very inspirational young men, and I think all of them have gone on. They had great careers, and they've all gone on to, you know, do great things outside of the sport.
Those that know don't underappreciate them. You talk to Paul, he's a great observer, a great commentator, a great analyser. He was a very good fighter. And as we both said, I thought in the first fight against Arthur Abraham, he won that fight and was very unlucky. He took his chances against bigger fights of Andre Ward, and that was about levels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Liam has won world titles. Liam, you know, set the world on fire in the UK by beating Chris Eubank. The second fight wasn't as good. And a lot of it, I suspect, was probably due to injury, but also Chris Eubank being better. Callum's won world titles. All of them. Stephen is a very, very significant fighter as well.
Yeah.
So they're
British and Commonwealth champion.
All of them. And when you speak to them, they're very, very decent lads.
Yes.
And that's decent lads, educated, great boxing family, and upstanding members. So they do get the praise.
Very much so. I'm looking at messages coming in. There are too many to mention at the moment, but many from Liverpool, more specifically, saying how proud you are of the Smith family and of Callum Smith, and how much you enjoyed that chat. Thank you for that, Callum Smith.